Hello everyone and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today we explore some exercises to help strengthen and protect our backs. In terms of items, feel free to bring along with you a yoga block or a thick book, as well as a blanket or a pillow. Alrighty, let's get moving. Howdy friends, so we begin our journey nice and low to the ground. So let's come on to our backs. When you arrive there, place the soles of your feet on the mat, knees pointing up towards the sky. Just take a moment to snuggle your shoulder blades underneath the back body just to create a little bit more of an opening in the chest. Tuck in your chin slightly to create some length in the back of the neck. Always remembering that the neck is an extension of our spines. It's not separate from it. Place your hands at your sides, palms face down, and feel free to close your eyes and breathe here. So while we are here, perhaps you just take some time to notice how you feel. Do you feel like your back is being supported by the earth? Is this a restful position for you? Do you feel at ease? Or perhaps, do you find it challenging to stay in this position? There's no right or wrong, just simply notice. Okay, let's all breathe in together. And just sigh it out. Okay, open your eyes if they were closed. We're gonna play around with some pelvic tilting here. So we're gonna rock our pelvis forward. You can almost imagine that you're pointing your hip points up towards your face. When we do this action, our low backs become really nice and flush to the mat. You can feel that lengthening or that connection in our low back. Okay, we're gonna hold here for 2 breath cycles. Okay, now we're gonna do the opposite action of that where we're gonna arch our back. So it's like when you're waking up and you're like starting your day and you're stretching it on out. You can feel that your low back is leaving the earth when you do this action. Perhaps there's a little bit more space or a gap. Okay. Once you have arrived here, we're gonna breathe here for 2 breath cycles. Okay, so we're gonna be experimenting around with this pelvic tilt 5 more times, but I want you to do it at your own pace and follow your own breath. Okay, we got this. Okay, and once you have done 5, there's absolutely no rush, so take your time. Hug your knees in towards your chest, in towards your heart center. So feel free to wrap your arms around your shins, or you can place your hands at the backs of your legs here. I personally find this a little bit more restorative. Just allow your legs to grow heavy and just dangle here. Okay, perhaps you loop your shoulders here just to create some space between your ears and the shoulders. And now let's just find some rocking motion from side to side, giving our back body a nice little massage, getting some energy flowing perhaps. And then when you feel happy, find some stillness. Place your hands on your kneecaps here, and now bring your knees so that way they are over top of your hip points. So they're in line with your hip points here. Again, allow the feet to just dangle here. You may feel that your low back is kind of arched a little bit away from the earth. That is normal, so allow that to happen. We're gonna draw some knee circles. So nice and slow, stretching it out again. It's another lovely way to get a beautiful massage in the low back body. Reverse your circle. There we go. And then eventually come back to center. Allow your left foot to fall to the earth, so sole of the foot on the earth now, and hug your right knee in towards your heart center. So again, fingers can interlace around your shin here, or you can place it at the back of your right leg. Flex through your foot, so pointing your toes towards your face. Do not worry about how close the knee gets towards the chest. And breathe here for 2 breath cycles. Okay, let's switch and take it on over to the other side. So the sole of the right foot now comes to the mat, and we hug our left knee in towards our heart center. We flex through our foot, toes pointing towards our face. Again, choose a variation with your hands that works best for you on the shin or behind the back of the leg, and breathe here. One more breath cycle. And lovely. Now release both soles of the feet to the earth. Now our feet will be roughly in line with our hip points, so hip distance apart. Walk your feet a little bit closer to your bum, and your hands can still be on the earth here. And let's now walk our fingertips a little bit closer towards our heels. We are preparing for bridge pose. So if you brought a yoga block, a book, or even a pillow, you can now place it between your thighs. I personally like to use an item just for extra support and stability as I move through this posture, so feel free to do so. And if you don't have one, it's all good. Just use a creative mind. Okay, so let's all breathe in together and out. On our next inhale in, begin to lift your hip points up towards the sky, nice and slow. Don't worry about how high you get here. Press into your foundation, all that is touching the earth. So your arms, your hands, your feet, really feel that connection. Press into the item of choice as well. Now you may feel like your glutes are really turning on here. You may feel some work being done in the back body. Awesome. Also feel a little bit of work done in the hamstrings here. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can snuggle your shoulder blades underneath the back body here, and perhaps you reach your chest towards your chin and your chin towards the sky. And then on your next exhale, begin to slowly lower back down to the earth, like as slow as you can go, touching one vertebrae down at a time. Beautiful. We're gonna do that 2 more times, okay? Nice and slow. So we inhale to begin to lift on up, hip points towards the sky. And then exhale to lower back down to the earth. Beautiful, one more time. Inhale to lift on up. Again, pressing into our foundation. And then exhale to lower on down. Wonderful. So place your item off to the side for right now. We are going to come on up to all fours. So choose whatever kind of works best for your body. So let's hug our knees in towards our chest, and you can either come on through to fetal position, so rocking on over to your one side and then coming on up, or you can place your hands at the backs of your legs here and rock and roll the length of your spine. So again, choose whatever works best for your body. If you are experiencing any kind of like pain or discomfort in the back, come on through to fetal position, okay? All right, let's do this. Okay, a little bit of playtime in there, and let's make our way to all fours. Feel free to pad the knees with a blanket or a pillow, just for some extra support and comfort. Remove some cat hair from your yoga mat. Oh, Miss Angel loves to do yoga, so she lays on my mat sometimes, and I end up with a whole bunch of cat hair there. Anyways, once you arrive there, stack your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hip points. Spread your fingers nice and wide, pressing on into your fingertips. When you do this action, perhaps you feel a lifting action happening underneath your palm. Shine your elbow creases forward, loop your shoulders, and really reach the crown of your head towards the top edge of your mat and tuck in your chin. Now, press into the tops of your feet. Rock your pelvis forward. Or you may also hear the cue, tuck your tailbone in. This is just to create some length in our back bodies. So we're going to be moving through some cat-cows here. And cat-cow is really great for the spine. It's a really gentle way to warm up the spine and is great for spinal hygiene. I actually do it on a daily basis and I've noticed a huge difference. Okay, so on our inhale, we begin to reach our tailbone up towards the sky. We drop our belly, loop our shoulders, opening on up through our chest and look forward. And then on an exhale, we begin to rock our pelvis forward or tucking that tailbone in, rounding on through our back body, spine towards the sky, chin towards the chest, and last to release is the crown of our head towards the earth. Beautiful. 2 more times just like that, nice and slow. We're feeling all the sensations here. Breathe in to open up and drop our belly. Look forward, perhaps get some neck movement going on in there, and then exhale to round on through. Inhale to drop the belly, open on up, and then exhale, rounding through, chin towards the chest. And then back to a neutral spine or a tabletop position. Now let's bump our hip on over to the right and look past your right shoulder. Breathe here. Great, now bump the hips on over to the left, looking past the left shoulder now, and breathe here. Great, come on back through center. We're gonna find some circular motions with our hips here. Now, in other videos I stated, don't worry about what this looks like. Focus in on what it feels like. So I personally like to do this first thing in the morning, especially when I'm really stiff. It's a great way to work out any kinks that I have in my body. So definitely you can incorporate that into your daily exercise routine if you would like. Okay, and then when you feel satisfied, come back to center, find some stillness, and let's come back to sit on our heels just for a moment to give our wrists a little bit of a break. So feel free to open and close your palms nice and fast here. Build in some heat perhaps. You can take some zombie arms, which is a bit of a counter stretch to what we just did. Great. So we're going to be coming back to all fours. If you're finding that the wrists are a little bit fussy or they're talking to you, feel free to do this next exercise on your fists. So just like that. Okay, for this next exercise, we're going to be using a yoga block or a thick book or whatever we brought to the practice with us. And we're going to place this block on our low backs. If you do not have that item, no worries. It's just serving as a feedback tool for us. Also, if the yoga block falls off your back, don't worry about it. Just pick it back on up and place it on the back. Okay, let's do this. So coming back to all fours, paying attention to our key action points when we're in tabletop position. So for instance, stacking the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hip points. Okay, so breathe in and out. On your next breath in, reach your right hand out in front of you. Imagine that you're shaking someone's hand and then kick your left foot back, toes curled under. Find a gentle rock back and forth here, just stretching out through the wrists as well as the foot and ankle. Find some stillness. Press into your foundation, especially that right foot, to the top of the right foot for stability. Breathe in. And on an exhale, begin to lift and hover the left foot away from the earth, bringing that leg roughly parallel to the mat. Really kick that foot back into an imaginary wall. Dial your toes down to level out the hips here, looking down at your mat. We are here for 3, 2, and then lower down on the 1. Let's just take it on over to the other side. So as we breathe in, we reach our left hand out in front of us, and then we send our right foot back, toes curled under. We find that beautiful, gentle rock back and forth here. Breathe in. Oh, sorry. Then we find some stillness. Breathe in. And then on an exhale, begin to lift and hover your right foot now away from the earth. Again, pressing into your foundation, all that is touching the earth for balance and stability here. Looking down at your mat. Dial your right toes down towards the earth. We're here for 3, 2, and then lower down on the 1. One more time on each side. But this time, do it at your own pace, okay? All right, let's do this. Perfect, and then when you feel satisfied, take the item off your back. We're gonna make our way to extended child's pose now. Okay, so bring your big toes to touch, knees as wide as your yoga mat. Walk your hands out slightly in front of you, and then begin to sit on back towards your heels, melting your chest, your upper body towards the mat, your elbows, your forearms resting as well. And the last to release to the mat is your forehead or towards your mat. Feel free to rock or sway from side to side here. If this pose is not jiving with you, feel free to use a yoga block. Okay, place your yoga block where your forehead would rest, just to bring the earth up to meet you. Or you can place a blanket on your calves here and come back to sit on your blanket just for some added support. And if those options are not working, no worries, just come on up to a seated position, okay? All right, we're getting a little bit of a release in our upper body here in extended child's pose. If you are rocking and rolling from side to side here, we're massaging the brow bone, which is really great if you have like any sinus pressure. We're here for 5 more breath cycles. You got this. Great. And then once you have done 5, carve a line with your nose, look forward, begin to rise on up, walk your hands in towards your body, bring the knees together and swing your legs off to one side and a side, your choice. Coming back to a cross-legged position on your mat. Let's just take a moment to loop our shoulders up and down our back body. Notice how you feel. Do any kind of like organic movement that feels right for your body. Breathe in and out. Wow. That was, I don't know about you, but my back is feeling really nice and happy. So I hope yours is too. So return to this video often, or you can even pick and choose some of the exercises that we did today and incorporate them into your everyday exercise routine. If you haven't done so already, kindly subscribe to Yoga with Rachel, as it is the best way to support free yoga content for all. Hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I release new videos to the channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and please share this video with someone that you believe would benefit from exploring this practice. Okay, well, thank you so very much for joining me here today. You are the best. Take care and bye for now.